fully ready to do it.
10 News reporter Rachel Bianco is live in San Ysidro. Rachel, business owners tell you they're already suffering.
Lindsay, there is so much uncertainty here. If the president closes the border, which sections would he close and when would it happen? One business owner tells me that people are already staying away rather than risk crossing here and getting stuck. Govinda Figueroa's family has owned this clothing store in San Ysidro for nearly 3 decades. A border shutdown could devastate her business and the livelihood of all her employees.
There's a lot of workers who cross daily, and most of them live in Mexico, so that definitely affects them. But people who are in retail, it definitely affects our sales because customers don't want to get stuck at the border like they did last time there was a 5-hour shutdown.
She says it took weeks to make up for the lost revenue during the shutdown in November. It's estimated San Ysidro alone lost $5 million in revenue. Figueroa says just the possibility of the president closing the border is keeping customers away.
Well, the people who cross are afraid that it's going to happen and they don't want to get stuck at the border or on this side and not being able to cross back.
She says many of her customers make a living buying things on this side of the border to resell in Mexico.
I have customers who come daily, who cross daily just because they live on a day-to-day budget. And so imagine not having, income.
President Trump told reporters Tuesday border security is more important to him than trade, but he says Mexico is doing a better job of stopping Central American migrants from coming through its southern border. Figueroa says she doesn't know what to think.
I think it's 50-50. I think a lot of us just feel like it's just another political move and just another empty promise.
We talked to one man who lives in Tijuana but crosses every day to go to work here. He and countless others now trying to come up with some sort of a backup plan. You'll hear from him new tonight at 7. Reporting live in San Ysidro, Rachel Bianco, 10 News.
Thank you, Rachel. And 10 News will have team coverage Friday from the president's visit to Southern California. Our live reports will begin on 10 News this morning at 4:30.
A group of San Diego area leaders are wrapping up a trip to Mexico City to improve the relationship between the two countries. This afternoon, we caught up with Imperial Beach Mayor Serge Dedina. He's campaigning to get Mexico to solve the problems that keep leading to horrible sewage spills that pour through the Tijuana River Valley and into the South Bay.
They've created a special sort of interagency task force to deal with it, and they're really committed to actually making. They look beyond just fixing the sewer system. They want to make the border cities a nicer places to live.
Dedina also tells 10 News Mexico is planning to build a new sewage pipe to replace the old one.
Well, a lot cooler today across San Diego. Jennifer Delacruz is in the 10 News Pinpoint Weather Center. Looks like things could change just a little bit.
Things definitely going to change.
Yeah.
We had a lot of warm temperatures, sunny conditions over the weekend and into yesterday. Big stories, we're tracking a chance of showers starting as soon as tonight, so just a couple of hours away. We're really going to start to see those chances picking up after 7, 8 o'clock tonight. It's not going to be anything heavy, mostly just light sprinkles, but that'll continue overnight and through tomorrow morning as well. So waking up, you may see some spotty showers then also. So we do have a series of low pressure systems that are passing to our north, giving us more cloud coverage and that chance for moisture pushing in tonight and then continuing through tomorrow morning. Our best chances before 11 o'clock, so you may see some sprinkles for your morning commute. Give yourself a little extra time. It's not going to be anything heavy. Skies do clear for tomorrow afternoon though, so we will see the sunshine come out, but then another chance for showers pushes in on Thursday. Looks like that'll mostly stay offshore, but we have more rain on the way after that. I'm tracking all of that coming up in your 7-day forecast.
All right, Jen, thank you. The election is more than a year and a half away, but debate season is going to start very soon. The Democrats are revealing details for the first 2 primary debates. The first will be held in Miami, June 26th and 27th. A second will take place just a month later in Michigan. That crowded field will be randomly divided over the 2 nights of each debate. So far, 13 candidates have reportedly qualified to take the stage.
Well, the state of California is boycotting the state of South Carolina. Today, the Attorney General revealed that public employees and college students will no longer travel there on taxpayer-funded trips. The move comes after South Carolina passed a law allowing private faith-based adoption agencies to discriminate against gay and transgender people. California also bans official travel to Texas, North Carolina, Mississippi, and Kentucky.
There are now pictures and a $1,000 reward in the search for 3 armed robbers in Mission Valley. Police released this video today of the men that they're looking for. They say that these guys held up a couple inside an apartment parking garage on Camino del Arroyo about 2 weeks ago. They stole luggage and a purse, and then they drove off in what was described as a white early 2000s sedan, either a Hyundai Sonata or a Kia Optima. If you recognize these men, you're asked to call police.
Well, some local law enforcement is fighting an effort to allow bars to serve alcohol later than 2 a.m. The San Diego County Police Chiefs and Sheriff's Association formally opposed the bill in the state Senate. It would allow bars in 10 cities throughout the state to keep serving drinks until 4 a.m. as part of a pilot project. Police say this would mean more drunk drivers on the roads. Supporters argue the additional revenue would be good for the state. Right now, no San Diego bars are included in that bill. Well, a new attempt to get more money invested in some of San Diego's poorest neighborhoods.
The government sweetening the deal for developers who build new housing in certain parts of San Diego, the areas in our region where the most development could be built.
A new battle in the war over dockless scooters in San Diego, while the operators are now suing the company, trying to clean up the mess left behind.
And Rady Children's Hospital sends powerful signals of support for victims of child abuse. 10 News is back in 90 seconds. Well, Rady Children's Hospital is sending a powerful message about keeping kids safe.
Today, staff and community members formed a human chain around the hospital inspirational fountain. And our 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala reveals the meaning behind the symbol.
They gathered here to highlight how devastating the impact of child abuse is right here in San Diego and across the nation, and send the message that if everyone sticks together and is aware, we can prevent future abuse.
This is our circle of support for children. We are holding hands to show that we are encircling children with all the hope and all the services that we can provide for them. Child abuse is a very large problem. Thousands and thousands of children in the United States are abused every day.
Hand in hand, dressed in blue, the color of Child Abuse Prevention Month, child health and welfare experts, law enforcement agencies, community members, and leaders band together, forming a human chain around the Rady Children's Hospital Inspiration Fountain, sending a clear, powerful message. There is support out there, and they're ready to put an end to child abuse. Dr. Suzanne Starling, the medical director of the Chadwick Center, says she wants everyone to know that abused children don't just suffer physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. She hopes San Diegans stand up for children and keep child abuse prevention in mind past April.
I want them to be aware of child abuse. I want them to do what they can to prevent it. That may be reporting a child who they think is in danger. That may be supporting a cause.
And reporting suspected child abuse is really easy. You can call the number on your screen any time of the day, and you can remain anonymous. Reporting at Rady Children's, Mimi Alcala, 10 News.
Now to a 10 News follow-up on a company that's cashing in on scooters that are dumped all around San Diego. The owners of Scooter Removal tell us they are now being sued by both Bird and Lime scooters. The scooter companies say the removal service has no right to scoop up their property, but the company points out the scooters that they tow are illegally left on private property and that they have a contract with the property owners to remove them. As part of that contract, they also notify scooter companies about the towing and post signs telling scooter users not to leave them on the property.
Well, a crime alert now. Police are searching for a couple who were seen on camera stealing hundreds of dollars worth of alcohol. It happened Sunday at Jensen Foods near Sunset Cliffs. Video shows the couple casually shopping and putting bottles of champagne and spirits in their cart. A little while later, the couple strolls out without paying. The owner says they took around $650 worth of alcohol.
You work hard to run a good business and provide a good shopping experience for our neighborhood and our community, and for people to come in and just so brazenly take what's not theirs. It's a real sense of injustice.
Zach says the store has upgraded its security cameras because it has seen an increase of shoplifting this year.
That's pretty bold, but those are good pictures. Somebody knows who they are. All right, is it a delicious new menu option or an offense to Mother Nature? You be the judge about this. We're talking about this creation from a farm in Salinas. They're calling it the Caulini. It's a spinoff of cauliflower, but a little bit sweeter with a different taste, we're told. It can be served raw, sauteed, maybe roasted, stir-fried, all sounds good. These are the same folks who brought us broccolini a few years ago. They say While it's not available in stores right now, they're already using it in restaurants, and it will soon be available all year.
Now, 10 News Pinpoint Weather, sponsored by Mozzie Heating, Air and Solar, voted Best Heating and Air Company 2 years in a row.
We should have had some Collini samples to try.
Is that what
Yes.
you, is that, I wasn't
Yes,
sure how to
Jen
call it.
said
Call it Collini or Collini?
Collini, Jen? Now I'm
Collini.
questioning.
It's really fancy, Steve. You have to like be
sorry.
super classy to be able to pronounce
I'm
it.
not as classy.
Yeah, it would have been nice if we had some of those. Maybe next time. Don't knock it till you try it, though. Could be pretty good. Overall, really nice day today. We had a lot of sunshine, some patches of clouds there, but overall beautiful for your Tuesday. Gusty winds out there right now. Looking at Del Mar. Really nice, but we do have a chance of showers pushing in overnight. Current temperature is 65 degrees in downtown San Diego, 60s for most of the coastline and the inland valleys as well, 52 already in Julian and 59 for Warner Springs. Our temperatures noticeably cooler than they have been for the past couple of days. Gusty winds out there as well right now, gusting at 13 miles per hour in La Jolla, but gusty throughout the county, especially in East County where we have that wind advisory in effect. 30-mile-per-hour gusts in Julian, 31 in Borrego Springs, 24 Mount Laguna, 28 in Campo. That's going to continue through tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. That wind advisory for the mountains and our desert areas coming out of the west, 20 to 30 miles per hour, isolated gusts up to 60 miles per hour, reduced visibility possible from some blowing dust. For tonight, 57 degrees will be your temperature on the coast. Slight chance for showers to push in, and that'll continue through tomorrow morning as well. 52 for the inland valleys, 30% chance of showers there, 54 for the desert areas, and 41 for the mountains. Anything that we do get is going to be very light, though, so just a couple sprinkles out there, but that chance will continue. It's going to become more widespread as we get through the evening hours, 10 to 12 o'clock. We're going to start to see more shower activity picking up, and that's going to linger through tomorrow morning as well. Getting up for the morning commute, you may see some sprinkles out there, but nothing that's going to be heavy. So our chances are increasing as we head through the evening, but it's not until we get to past midnight that we're going to see those showers becoming more widespread, mainly along and west of the mountains. But once again, anything that we do get is going to be very, very light in nature. Lingering through tomorrow morning as well, getting out of the door for your morning commute, 8 a.m. not looking too bad, mostly cloudy conditions out there. But as we get through Wednesday afternoon, we're going to see the sunshine coming out, so not too bad for the afternoon hours once we get past that chance of rain. For tomorrow, a mix of sun and clouds for the coastline, 67 degrees, 65 for the inland valleys, partly cloudy skies there, 51 for the mountains, 77 for the deserts, but we do have more rain in the 7-day forecast. 10 News Pinpoint 7 days, 67 degrees for tomorrow, and that's going to continue for the next couple of days. We're holding on to a slight chance of rain Thursday and Friday as well, mainly through the morning hours before we see some clearing in the afternoon. Big warm up on Sunday. Temperatures in the upper 70s Monday into Tuesday. Inland valleys, they'll be back in the 80s by Monday. Temperatures 15 degrees above where they should be this time of year. 51 for the mountains tomorrow, 77 for the deserts. A couple chances of rain here, but they will be very light. Just some sprinkles, but overall, not looking too bad.
No bad.
Yeah, really warm next week.
Next week, very warm, yeah.
Thanks, Jen. All right, it is time to get a check of traffic with Tommy Strickland. How's it looking, Tommy?
Hey, Lindsay, it's very busy out there, and I've got a couple of crashes to tell you about. Let's take a live look. If you're traveling southbound on that 805, we've got a crash underneath El Cajon Boulevard. Those vehicles are in the center divide, but as you can see, traffic is slow in that vicinity. Also, southbound 805, south of the 94, we got two cars. Those cars are on the right shoulder. Doesn't look like that's affecting traffic there. Then that southbound 5 is very heavy. That starts to back up north of Genesee, and that's going to be a slow drive for you all the way into Chula Vista. And then we have one more crash. That's going to be Arrow Drive on ramp to the southbound 15. Got two vehicles there. People exchanging information in the center, in the left side there. That doesn't look like it's affecting traffic. It's already busy there. I'm Officer Tommy Strickland with your 10 News Time Saver Traffic.
Thanks, Tommy. Well, investing in San Diego's poorest neighborhoods, there's a new effort to spark economic interest in underserved communities. The evidence that the plan could actually be making it hard for families there to make it in San Diego. Plus.
A boy says, hello, how are you? Well, I'm good, son. Doing fine.
A rock icon needs surgery. The health scare for Mick Jagger that's forcing the Rolling Stones to postpone their American tour.
Skycam View, sponsored by San Diego County Credit Union. It's not big bank banking, it's better.
A company says it has a solution to help prevent drivers from getting flat tires. Stork Magnets is based in Livonia, Michigan. I didn't know that was a town. It's a new super bag. It fits on the front of a truck and it picks up nails and other metal objects that tear up the road and cause flat tires. That's really cool. Crews typically ride the sides of the roads. That's where most of these items usually end up.
And it keeps them moving. So every hour they're not at a repair facility or back at the garage fixing tires, they're out actively filling our potholes.
That's pretty cool. The magnet costs around $15,000. Cities and other states are starting to use the same technology. The magnets are being used in parts of New Jersey, Iowa, and Maryland.
That could definitely come in handy.
Yeah.
Well, now to the sad news for music fans. The Rolling Stones postponing their U.S. tour because Mick Jagger needs heart surgery. ABC's Will Reeve reveals why the Stones are optimistic they'll be back on the road soon.
He's an icon, as famous for his moves as he is his songs. But Mick Jagger, the legendary lead singer of the Rolling Stones, has been ordered to slow down. Just days ago, the Stones were forced to postpone their upcoming 16-show swing through the U.S. and Canada, scheduled to begin in just weeks in Miami. The reason? Jagger's health. According to Rolling Stone magazine, he's set to undergo surgery to replace a valve in his heart, a common procedure that doctors say should have the 75-year-old back up on his feet quickly. Jagger himself is optimistic, tweeting to his 2 million followers that he's devastated, but working hard to get back on stage soon. His infamous bandmate and sidekick Keith Richards tweeting, "Mick, we are always there for you."
Jagger will reportedly have the procedure on Friday in New York City, and there is no official word yet on when the Stones will pick up their tour, but ticket holders for the original shows should hang on to their tickets for the rescheduled dates. Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
Now, San Diego was not part of the Stones' 2019 tour. However, they have played several concerts here in recent years, including at Petco Park and a rare club show at the Belly Up in Solana Beach.
That was a big night.
Wow, yeah, that's pretty intimate.
Yeah.
Okay, a plan to help families make it in San Diego could be backfiring. Why the effort to drive more investment in underserved communities could actually drive families out.
And the Central Library is now about more than just books. How struggling San Diegans can check out items that can help them land a job.
And a woman arrested at Mar-a-Lago. She was caught with passports and a thumb drive full of malware. The new information we're learning here in the 10 News Live Center.
10 News Mornings, connecting you to San Diego.
Community grieving this morning after this 13-year-old boy from San Marcos was killed.
His biggest joy in life was to see others happy.
The man accused of killing his wife in their City Heights apartment will appear in court.
Police had been suspicious of the husband because he had disappeared the day that her body was found.
Fire department's on scene here, and they're blocking the right lane of that transition road.
Temperatures cooler than normal through the end of the work week.
The minute you wake up, get caught up with 10 News. Weekdays at 4:30 a.m.
Just into the 10 News Live Center, a woman charged with lying to federal agents after she snuck into Mar-a-Lago with a thumb drive containing malicious malware. This is a Florida criminal complaint against Yu Jing. She also had apparently 2 Taiwanese passports and 4 cell phones. She told agents she was asked by a Chinese friend to try and discuss foreign policy with a Trump family member. It wasn't until she was well into the property that they found she was not on any access list. The president was not there at the time. She was also charged with entering restricted grounds. The Secret Service obviously is investigating. I'm Melissa Masiha. Back to you.
Thank you, Melissa. Well, the government is sweetening the deal for investors who put their money into San Diego's most underserved neighborhoods. It's a potential solution to our housing crisis that we're exploring as part of our Making It in San Diego initiative.
Our 10 News reporter John Horn explains why longtime residents are concerned that plan could backfire.
This intersection overlooks much of the Colina del Sol neighborhood here in the City Heights area. It's a part of San Diego that Zillow says is ripe for new housing.
It's been expensive to live here, but it's expensive to live anywhere.
Tommy Barnett has called Colina del Sol home for the past 9 years. The price, like everywhere else, going up.
It's starting at 12 or 13 for a 1-bedroom.
Still, the government designated this area as an opportunity zone, or as the IRS puts it, economically distressed. Our region has about 30 of these zones, most in the city of San Diego's inner core.
There's nothing around. There's no areas for you to be able to buy or place any new building on it.
That now appears to be changing. The Opportunity Zone program, part of 2017 tax reform, offers tax breaks to investors who inject their dollars into these neighborhoods. But instead of making life more affordable, Zillow says home prices in opportunity zones grew 20% in a year.
There are still as many questions as there are answers out there.
Eric Tilkemeyer does economic development in City Heights, also an opportunity zone. He's working with policymakers to make sure the new investments benefit the community.
We're park deficient, our sidewalks are deplorable in a number of neighborhoods, the walkability is not what it should be. The challenge is all of those same improvements tend to cause gentrification.
In other words, keeping residents like Barnett from being priced out of their own neighborhoods. John Horn, 10 News.
In addition to the Colina del Sol neighborhood, Zillow says the opportunity zones in San Diego most likely to see investment are Golden Hill, University Heights, and the Cherokee Point area near City Heights.
Well, San Diego District Attorney Summer Stephan is clearing the air about an in-custody death. We told you yesterday about a recently released medical examiner report classifying Oscar Leal's manner of death as a homicide. He died in February of 2018 after officers pepper sprayed him and put him in the back of a patrol car restrained. Now the DA is clarifying that the medical examiner's finding does not imply fault, only that another person's actions played a role in his death. The ME had a similar conclusion in the controversial death of Earl McNeil in National City. Stephan's office stands by the decision last year not to bring charges against the officers in Leal's case.
All right, staring down the barrel of a shotgun, a store clerk kept his cool and flipped the script on this would-be robber. This happened in Central California in Porterville. The robber comes straight in locked and loaded and making demands. So the clerk follows his orders until he spots a window of opportunity, grabs the barrel of the gun, and then it's a game of tug of war for life. In the end, the thief folds, running out the door with the now armed store clerk hot on his heels. The robber got away empty-handed.
Well, a marijuana entrepreneur wants to build the first pot shop aimed at the big part of the inland North County. He wants to put the store in a shopping center on Bernardo Center Drive in Rancho Bernardo. There are no pot shops in that part of the city of San Diego. The city and local planning groups will get to weigh in before a decision on that application. There is a church with a preschool nearby, so there's a good chance the store location will be rejected.
While the Trump administration continues to try to get the courts to throw out Obamacare, the president is delaying the rollout of a new health care plan from Republicans. ABC's Lana Zach reveals why the president now says they will hold off until after the 2020 election.
As millions of Americans worry about the future of their family's health care, White House spokesperson Sarah Sanders says the president is working on a replacement.
I suppose he wants to work with Congress in order to come up with the right health care plan. The things that I know that he's focused on are making sure that we protect pre-existing conditions, that we lower the cost, we make it more affordable.
The president saying that he will reveal his health care plan at the appropriate time.
So if we get back the House, and on the assumption we keep the Senate and we keep the presidency, which I hope are two good assumptions, we're going to have a phenomenal health care.
Senator Chuck Schumer says there's a reason why the president is pointing to after the election.
Translation, they have no health care plan. He promises. Re-elect me, and maybe you can take a peek at my backup plan after that, which they don't have. What a ruse. What a shame. What a disgrace.
But the president is making some moves on health care now. His budget proposal calls for an $845 billion cut to Medicare and the elimination of Medicaid expansion in favor of block grants to states. And states won't be required to use those grants to provide health care coverage.
The Trump administration is also asking the courts to overturn Obamacare, and several Republicans, like Senator Lindsey Graham, say that they need to have a plan in place right now if that happens. Lana Zach, ABC News, Washington.
One person is dead and 2 others are injured after a fire erupted at a chemical plant. It happened in Crosby, Texas, about 25 miles northeast of Houston. Black smoke was seen in the sky from miles away. A shelter in place was issued for residents living near the area, but has been lifted. The plant produces antifreeze, brake fluid, and cement grinding products. The fire comes 3 weeks after a fire at a chemical plant in Deer Park, Texas. No one was injured in that fire.
Well, the Central Library is going to be a lot more than just books.
You can now come to the Central Library and rent work necessities like you would a book. The effort to get more people back in the workforce.
And another check of time saver traffic with Officer Tommy Strickland.
Hey, Lindsay, a couple of more crashes to report to you. Let's take a live look. If you're traveling northbound on that 5, it's going to be backed up from the 56 all the way up to Carlsbad. And then if you're in Oceanside, that southbound 5 north of Cassidy Street, we've got 2 vehicles there on the right shoulder, but it doesn't look like it's affecting traffic there. And then that northbound 15, we got a crash. Northbound 15 north of 78, those 2 vehicles on the right shoulder, but that is slowing traffic from Center City. Once you get up to past the 78, that's going to open up for you. I'm Officer Tommy Strickland with your 10 News Time Saver Traffic.
Escondido is looking into adding an unusual new member to its police department. They are getting grant money from the Department of Homeland Security to add a police robot. Chief Craig Carter told the city council that robot can go into places too dangerous to send a person. Some residents do, though, have concerns about how that robot will be used. In 2016, the Dallas Police Department used a similar robot equipped with a bomb to kill a suspected sniper.
Well, a rugged ride on a popular North County trail took a terrifying turn when a man stumbled on camouflaged booby traps. It's a story we're working on for 10 News at 6. Kimberly Hunt is in the newsroom with a preview. Kimberly?
Yeah, this is really disturbing, Lindsay, because this was the last thing that a bicyclist named Stephen Lennox expected to find when he was out on a peaceful bike ride near Lake Hodges. Take a look at this picture. Clearly, whoever strung this barbed wire was not trying to do something good. In fact, evil intentions. Not only did they string up a wire across this bike path at neck level, but they went to some trouble to try to hide it from view. And coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to talk to the bicyclist who found that barbed wire on the track while he was bicycling it. And he will tell 10 News reporter Michael Chen what he was doing just seconds before that saved his life and really didn't get his throat cut because of the level of where that was with the bicycle. An incredible story.
Very dangerous. All right, Kim,
is.
thank you. A library card now goes a lot further at the San Diego Central Library.
First in line, because I'm serious about this.
How to borrow a professional look to secure the next time you step up your career.
Here in the Live Center, we are watching breaking news. Information we got just within the past 15 minutes. Police now searching for additional sex assault victims of this man right here. This is Juan Carlos Cordero. Police arrested him for multiple sex assaults. They say he would approach drunk women near bars and nightclubs, convince them to go back to his apartment or hotel, and then assault them. He also met women on dating apps and Craigslist. These crimes apparently go back to 2015. They're asking anyone who knows him or may have information to give them a call. He's currently in custody on $2 million bail. Melissa Masiha, back to you.
I want to find a job.
That lifelong San Diegan is desperate for work so she can support herself and stay off the streets, but it's hard to get the tools to land a job. Now the Central Library wants to make prepping for that job interview as easy as checking out a book.
Our 10 News reporter Amanda Brandeis breaks down the new program aimed at giving job seekers an extra boost of confidence and more reasons for a potential employer to say yes.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Cooney.
Getting back in the workforce can be intimidating.
I love the Hilton, and I saw you standing here, and I saw the candy and the flyer. So what do I have to do to apply for a job with you guys?
But Tiffany Cooney is motivated and ready.
I'm happy to start as a hostess, though, or bus person, whatever it takes.
She's joined by hundreds of other San Diegans looking for work.
My new job is finding a job.
The library hosted a one-day job fair and clothing boutique, so they'll be ready when the call comes for an interview.
Oh, great.
For Cooney, that day can't come soon enough.
I was sleeping on the street.
She now lives in a shelter and has dealt with constant barriers trying to get a job, from transportation to a stolen ID.
Without the help of one of these Father Joe's or Rachel, you can't get up out of there. You can't just do it unless you have somebody, a family member, somebody who cares, you know, like I get. You can't. There's no way out.
But this job fair is giving her hope.
I'm happy that it's here for everybody because, sorry, I get low, because jobs is the only way to go.
And now job seekers can also take advantage of the Tibrary. You'll now be able to come to the library and rent work necessities like you would a book.
It can be extremely costly, and you want to look professional and at your best when you go in these interviews, and that's a burden that could set you back.
Councilman Chris Cate's office donated $5,000 to the effort. CUNY's envisioning what it would feel like to get that call.
Pray for a great day and hope that God gives me a job.
Amanda Brandeis, 10 News.
Could be a great start. If you would like to help this new program get started as well, Councilmember Kate's office will be collecting ties for the new Tibrary all month.
Well, a missile blast could put the International Space Station in danger. This is video from a spacewalk done a few weeks ago. The issue was created Wednesday when India tested a weapons system. They shot down a satellite orbiting Earth. A spokesperson said the test wouldn't impact anything else, but now debris from that blast is drifting higher into space. The head of NASA says there is a chance the debris could damage the ISS.
A unique skyscraper will be the newest tourist destination in London. Check out these plans for what's going to be called the Tulip. It's going to be more than 1,000 feet tall. A viewing platform at the top will have rotating pods and a restaurant too. Planners approved that project just today, but opponents are hoping that the mayor will veto it. They worry that new skyscraper will block neighboring buildings' views of other landmarks like the Tower of London.
Well, tonight, water is flowing down the rebuilt spillway of the Northern California dam that crumbled 2 years ago. Video today from the State Parks and Rec Department shows a light stream of water flowing down the main spillway of the Oroville Dam. The old spillway collapsed in 2017, forcing 200,000 people living below to evacuate. The state spent more than $1 billion to fix it, and it'll be tested this week with 2 storms in the forecast.
Now, 10 News Pinpoint Weather, sponsored by Mozzie Heating, Air and Solar, voted Best Heating and Air Company 2 years in a row.
2 more storms for Northern California. Man, it's been a tough year.
Yeah, a tough year for them for sure. We've had a lot of rain here as well, and a chance for rain for tonight, but it's really not going to be a whole lot. We do have several series of rain chances in the forecast, but anything that we do get should be very light. So taking it live outside to La Jolla, we saw a lot of sunshine out there. Beautiful for Tuesday. We're starting to see some of those thicker clouds pushing in, and that's going to continue as we head through your evening. Hour by hour rain chances starting to pick up a little bit later now. So after about 10 o'clock to midnight, we're going to start to see those showers increasing, about 40% chance there, becoming even more widespread by the time we get through the early morning hours. Waking up tomorrow likely to some sprinkles, but nothing that's going to be too heavy at all. We do have a wind advisory. This will continue through 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for our mountains and our desert areas. These winds coming out of the west, 20 to 30 miles per hour, isolated gusts up to 60 miles per hour. We could see some reduced visibility at times with some blowing dust, especially in our deserts in East County. 57 degrees for tonight on the coast. Slight change for showers to continue. 52 for the inland valleys as well. 54 for the deserts, which will stay mostly dry. 41 for the mountains with a 40% chance of showers. So once again, very light rain pushing in, becoming more widespread after we pass midnight. So through 1 o'clock along and west of the mountains, we'll see that shower activity picking up. Very light in nature, even through tomorrow morning, waking up, heading out the door. Slight chance for showers. Overall, we will see mostly cloudy conditions, but as we get through the afternoon, we will see a lot of clearing. So pretty nice for tomorrow afternoon, and then another storm pushing in, giving us a slight chance for showers on Thursday as well. For tomorrow overall, by the time we get through the afternoon, 67 degrees will be your temperature, 65 for the inland valleys, a mix of sun and clouds there, pretty mild this week. 51 for the mountain areas and mid to upper 70s for our deserts. So that chance of rain in our forecast, we're going to hang on to it for a couple days now, Wednesday, Thursday, even into Friday, lingering through Saturday morning. Sunday looks like we will be mostly dry, another high pressure ridge building Sunday into the start of next week. Temperatures by Monday about 15 degrees above where they should be for this time of year. So it's been much cooler today than what we saw the past couple of days. We're going to continue to see that cooling trend. Spotty showers overnight. By Thursday, temperatures 15 degrees below average, and big story on Monday, temperatures warming up a whole lot, so 15 degrees above average by Monday. 10 News Pinpoint 7-day forecast. 67 degrees will be our temperature for the next couple of days. Slight chance for showers mainly in the overnight and the early morning hours, clearing in the afternoon. Saturday doesn't look too bad in the afternoon, lots of sunshine there, and really nice for Sunday. Sunday for the inland valleys, 75 degrees, temperatures in the upper 80s by Tuesday. 51 for the mountains tomorrow, 77 for the deserts. Deserts in the 90s by Monday.
Nice and warm.
Warming up quickly, almost feeling like summer.
All right, thanks, Jen.